Hey everyone, Towelliee here, talking traits for the artifacts out there. The data mining has been done again. MMO Champion has come through with some, what I've really been waiting for in Legion is like this right here. I want to know what these abilities are, like what was supposed to be the Path of the Titans in Cataclysm now is the artifact trait tree or talent. This will be kind of like the talent calculator. So once again, we have no idea how this all really begins. I'm going to start with the Mage because the Mage sounds like the most interesting one out of all of them. You will see why when I go through some of these traits. So the ones that are have like no border over them, those are, I guess, the normal traits. The ones with the little dragon ring elite thing around it, those are the major traits. And everyone always starts down here at the trait with the little solid golden circle around it. That's what I've been reading on the front page of MMO Champion. So once again, shout out to MMO Champion for putting out this wonderful trait calculator for us to look at and analyze. And once again, as I've always said, none of this is final at all. This is just, you're going to see why I'm saying none of this is final, because a lot of this stuff is OP as fuck. And you are going to see why. So let's just go over it. We're going over the Arcane DPS right now. A Luneth, Great Staff of the Magna. And let's start down here. This is where you would begin. The power of Aegwynn. When you reach 4 arcane charges, you are infused with the power of Aegwynn. Now, I looked up Aegwynn because everyone says it's pronounced Aegwynn. I saw like 5 videos. They all said Aegwynn, so I'm going to say Aegwynn. So when you reach 4 arcane charges, you are infused with the power of Aegwynn. And after that, I have no idea what happens. I think there's another thing that tells you what that does. I think when you read the actual abilities, early data mining, not sure. Anyway. So, as you can see, some of these traits have 3 points you put into them. And 13% will be a big number all over the place. So, here we go. Might of the Guardians increases arcane damage dealt by 13%. Torrential Barrage increases the damage dealt by your arcane barrage by 13%. Blasting Rod increases the damage dealt by your arcane blast by 8%. Oh, we changed it up a bit. It's arcane damage. This is arcane blast. This was arcane barrage. So we're going to go to the left here. Crackling energy increases the radius of arcane explosion by 7 yards. Ethereal sensitivity increases your chance to trigger arcane missiles by M1 percentage. So I guess it just hires the percentage at that rate. Once again, some of these are not finished yet. This is like kind of like the bare bones. But this is giving you guys an idea of what you're going to be expecting from your class. Aegwynn's Fury increases the damage dealt by your arcane missiles by 13%. Arcane missiles, 13%. Aegwynn's Wrath increases the chance for arcane spells to critically strike by 8%. That was like 8%. Aegwynn's Imperative. I doubt that's what she looks like. It was a she, right? Okay. Increases the duration of your arcane power by 8 seconds. Archmage's Alacrity. Arcane missiles now fire a certain amount of additional missiles. Arcane Purification increases the damage dealt by your arcane explosion by 13%. Everywhere at once. This is awesome. Reduces the cooldown of your blink by 8 seconds. Cooldown on blink. Amethyst Awakening increases your mana pool by 400%. I'm assuming that is some sort of mistype. I think that meant to be 40%. Let's just leave it at that. And Archmage's Fortitude reduces your damage taken by 13%. Now, every class has a 13% damage reduction through their artifact, just so you know. So let's take a look at the major traits of the Arcane Mage. We have Echoes of Aegwynn. Your arcane spells have a chance to summon an image of Aegwynn to assist you. I don't know what the percentage is on that. Arcane Rebound. Your arcane barrage can now bounce up to 5 times. If it successfully bounces 5 times, it will explode in a supernova, dealing massive damage. Sounds great for like AoE fights or battlegrounds where people are just kind of clumped up together. Aegwynn's Ascendance. Your evocation makes you invulnerable, keyword, and causes you to deal massive damage based on the mana your evocation restores. So that's Arcane Mage. Let's look at Fire DPS, who has the Fellow Malorn. Developer Ian's favorite artifact. Once again, all the icons are a work in progress. There are some abilities that we can't see yet here. Some of these don't show up, but you're going to start right here with High Blade's Will. You periodically accumulate flame orbs. Casting Pyroblast with an active flame orb will trigger a Phoenix Bolt. Your fireball deals 20% more damage. Ever-burning consumption increases the damage of your ignite by 20%. Scorched Earth. When you this is really cool. People were going crazy in chat when we were reading this. When you cast 4 consecutive scorches, you gain Pyroblast, making your next Pyroblast spell instant cast free and deal that much more additional damage, like 301% of spell power. It looks like I'm bad at math, but whatever. Yeah. Aftershocks. When you flame strike, you will trigger it 2 additional times, or 4. Molten Skin increases the damage reduction of your molten armor by a certain percentage. Fire at Will reduces the cast time of your fireball by 0.4 seconds. We haven't gone here yet. Pyroclasmic Paranoia. I said it right this time. Pyroblast deals an additional 13 damage. 13% damage. This doesn't work, right? Just making sure it doesn't work. Cauterizing Blink. When you blink, you heal for 0 over 6 seconds. It's going to be a certain amount. You'll heal for like a certain amount when you blink. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it's going to be really crazy in arenas, I would say. People are trying to say that the artifacts will not be working in arenas. I'm under the impression that PvE will work in PvP. PvP will not work in PvE. Burning Gaze increases fire damage dealt by 13%. Reignition Overdrive. Your Infernal Blast spreads damage over time effects to an additional 2 targets, or 4. By Fire Be Purged. Your fireball dispels a certain amount of beneficial magic effects. There's nothing here. Let's look over these major traits. Let's start with this one because this one's not here. Paretic Incantation. Every consecutive critical strike increases your critical strike damage by 15%. Blast Furnace. Infernal Blast now applies Crucible of Flames, dealing additional damage over 9 seconds. And that is your Fire Mage with Fellow Malorn as the artifact weapon. Those are your traits for that artifact. Now, last but not least, and everyone's favorite, fucking Mage, the Frost. All right, I'm good. Okay, just make it. I just, you know what? I'm just not a fan of Frost Mages. I've been owned by them for years. All right, so we have nothing here. This one's blank. This one's blank. Okay, cool. So you're going to start bottom left with Ebon Bolt. Replaces your Frost Bolt with Ebon Bolt. Increases the critical... let it go. You can see the little Elsa thing here. Increases the critical damage of your Ice Lance by 40%. Frozen Veins. On Frostbolt crits, the cooldown of your Icy Veins is reduced by a certain amount of seconds. The Storm Rages. Increases the critical strike chance of your Blizzard by 40%. Permafrost. Reduces damage taken by 13%. Icy Caress. Increases the damage of your Frostbolt by 13%. I guess once you choose this, it'll just be called Ebon Bolt. Maybe they'll just change the wording there once you choose this. Shield of Elodie. By the way, this is Ebon Shield, Great Staff of Elodie. I'm pretty sure it's Elodie, but I was saying it wrong. Increases the magnitude of your Ice Barrier by 80%. Chain Reaction. Your Frostbolt critical strikes apply Empowered Ice Lance, doubling the damage of the next Ice Lance. And you're already getting critical strikes from like other abilities too. So, Clarity of Thought increases the chance to trigger Brain Freeze by 13%. Flash Freeze. Successful interrupts reset your cooldowns. I don't even know what that means. Successful interrupts reset your cooldowns. Like I'm here. I'm saying what cooldowns, and they're probably like all of them. All right. Ice Age increases the critical strike damage of your frozen orb by 40%. Orbital Strike increases the damage of your frozen orb by 20%. Increases damage of your frozen orb. All right, this is the critical strike damage of your frozen orb by 40. The regular damage by 20. Now let's take a look at the major traits. Up here we have Chill to the Core. Activating Icy Veins encases you in ice, increasing your frost damage dealt by 100%. Then Black Icicle. Your frost spells also generate an unconsumable Black Icicle, which triggers of its own volition. So those are basically your artifact traits for the Mage. If you guys want to see more classes, the way I'm going to do it is post in the comments below which class you want me to go over next. They're pretty easy to read off. It should only take about maybe 10 minutes per video to read them off. You'll probably get more reactions out of me from the tank ones. Like the Prot Warrior one is pretty cool. Blood DK is good. Guardian Druid is fucking phenomenal. There is no prop paladin one, so the paladin ones are going to be easy to do. Demon Hunter, they only have Havoc, not Vengeance, but you know what? I mean, a lot of these abilities, they seem like, I feel like what's going to happen with all of these passives in these artifacts is that we're going to have a shit ton of weak auras. I mean, I already have like 7 weak auras from my tanks. I can imagine having at least like maybe 15 weak auras with all of these passives popping up, you know, like, you know, when this happens, you know, and now you have 40 more critical strike, you know, Ice Lance, or, you know, all right, you just activated 40, you know, 20%, you know, more damage with your Frozen Orb. Now it's going to crit because you have this buff up. I don't know. Like, I feel like we're going to have a lot more buffs. I don't know if we're just supposed to know that we have these abilities or some indicator. I don't know what's going on. But let me know what you guys think about these traits. And once again, thank you, MMO Champion, for putting out these trait calculators. So, you know, you guys can always watch them, see them do all their work, data mining at MMO-champion.com. And this has been Towelliee, twitch.tv/Towelliee. We're still rolling it on with the alpha beta train. We're waiting for those updates to come out. Twitter.com/TowelleeTank. I will see you guys next time. Muck phages. Muck fucking phages.